Boneyard, man. Breaking all the rules and doing a Sunday show. But we have to have these guys on, man. So please introduce yourselves and let us know what band you're part of and where you guys hail from.
So my name's Dead Velvet.
I'm Stretch. I write the music and play guitar.
Montreal.
I know there's always a pause in between because everyone just says I just play guitar and then that's it, right? So right off the bat, man, let's get right into the name of the band, Dead Velvet. Like, where does the name come from? It's something they don't ask often enough.
Well, that was you, right? You guys already had the name before I joined.
Yeah, I think I Dead Velvet, like the cake, and then Dead Velvet.
Dead Velvet definitely sounds better than.
It kind of just came out of nowhere.
No, you can't argue with that, man. I love the name. And then you guys are kind of like dominating the scene over there at the moment. Not to like, I'm a fanboy, so I have been creeping and watching and seeing, right? And apparently your on-stage presence is phenomenal, right? So let's
Thank you.
dive into a little bit of that because the live show is always the best for me. You know what I mean? So,
In my opinion, that's like one of the best parts of playing music is just getting to have that interacting with the crowd a lot and everything, and like you kind of feed off each other, right? So I feel like if you go with a fucking show and running around, it makes the people feel more at ease to like join in on the craziness.
So
Set the
vibe, you know.
Yeah.
If you're boring, then they won't move, you know. And the whole point is to get people on their feet.
oh, it's so true. Like we could come as fans, and you just come out, and you just play your guitar. It's like, yeah, you know, thanks, man. You know, that was fun, but like at the end of the night, when my head hurts because you guys have thrown so much energy on the stage, it bounces back. You know what I mean? And you just thrash. And
anybody can play music, but not everyone can put on a good show, right? So.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't even understand that. Like, sure, you can, like you said, you can go into your studio and edit and make it fucking perfect. It sounds amazing. But to do it live, nobody knows how to play the song in that sense. Like, they don't know how to bring it together. That's an art all on its own, right? Like, so when you guys do practice, like, do you practice as a live show, like every time you're jamming?
Well, like I think that we're all pretty like passionate people. So context we're playing our songs in, we always go pretty wild, you know.
It gets
like even we're still gonna be like rolling around on the floor and shit, you know.
Yeah. I love that though. I can't wait to see it myself in person, brother. Like, So what do you guys got lined up for this year? Obviously, you guys are hitting the scene pretty hard. You got some festivals, some shows coming up we can help promote and spread the word, you know?
Our next show is the 24th of March.
Yeah, this ZOTD in Montreal.
Yeah, we're playing with the Slipknot.
It's very good, very good.
And another band, End to End. So yeah, we're expecting a pretty good turnout. Should be.
That's at Fufun Electric, which is always a.
No, it's at TD.
Oh yeah, I just said that.
Yeah, talking about.
Yeah. It's all good.
I was gonna say the last show that these guys played was at Fufun, where both events had really good turnout. So I think our bands together, I think we'll bring a lot of people, fans to fill up that room for sure.
Yeah. And in terms of the year, our plan is basic. We're going back into the studio in May to record an EP. Because so far we've just been releasing singles.
Yeah, we have two more to release, two more singles to drop, and release our EP. Yeah.
Yeah, the more bands like that are just dropping that single, and then a month later another single. I'm finding as a fan, I love that. I used to kind of bitch about that early on in the show. Like, oh, just give us the whole album, bro. No, man, I 100% agree now. Like, my mind's been totally changed. Give me that single, man. Let me listen to it for a bit, and then drop another one, right?
Yeah, and you get to, like, keep people, like, kind of these, and then also you get to just, like, the release is, like, the best part, right? The music out into the world. So when you release 10 songs like one shot, you kind of get to do that only a few. As a music listener, I appreciate an album. You know, like I like having a flow and like go from A to Z. So I like the idea of like doing an EP and
For
a
sure.
full length in the
Huge span to listen to more than 3 songs in a row, right? So
Not
you
every
got-
Yeah.
a lot
yeah.
of times to lose, you lose some time there. You know, like you put all this effort in and no one listens to it. So, but we releasing a song a week until the whole EP's out. Just like every Friday, a new song.
Yeah, it kind of builds that suspense that it's like telling a story in that sense. You know,
Yeah.
here it comes, baby. Here's the next chapter. Here's the next chapter.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. The Dogs. The song "The Dogs." That was one I got the jam out on the radio show the other night on the Backbone Hour. So that was there the other night. And that was the one that got me onto you guys right away. The first song I heard by you guys. So I gotta like indulge.
This one we released. Yeah, it's definitely one of our favorite ones to play live too. It's just got that like cool.
And everyone knows it, so it's fun to see people scream the lyrics. You know, when we're playing. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how is that? Like when people come to your show and they sing the lyrics with you,
Oh,
you know, as being performers.
I was surprised that at our very first show it was like already before like it's pretty cool. It surprised me at first when we just seen how people like we were pretty well received. You know, like got a lot of shares, a lot of people hitting us up. We played our first show, people were singing the words, and like not just our buddies, you know, like people that we never met before.
Yeah, I mean, we played in Toronto, Ontario, a few months ago, and there were people that are, you know what I'm saying? Like people we didn't know.
Yeah.
In another province, that's a good feeling, you know.
Band
Yeah, I see that come up on my feed. I was like 6 hours north though. It's like, how do I fucking work and then drive 6 hours to drive 6 hours back to go right to work, right? Like, but this year I'm gonna take a lot more time off to hit some of these shows and check out these guys. Like, see you guys definitely live.
Hopefully we'll come a little bit closer to you too. You know, our plan.
Oh, next time you're close, let me know. You know, I know a great band, Deadwood's playing in Oshawa here real soon for the Oshawa Metal Fest.
We played with Deadwood before.
Yeah, we played with them 2 shows ago, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those guys. I'm a huge fan of them, man. They've been on the show a couple times now, right? Fucking love those guys. But like for the local scene, Montreal is just dominating. How do you guys like figure out who you're gonna play with? Like, there's got to be so many offers because there's so much going on right now. Like, is it flip the coin, or do you guys sit down and methodically think it out and how to strategize all that? Or
basically, what happens is it depends where the show is, right? Because we only want to play so many local shows. First, like, started playing like our first shows after the pandemic and stuff, right? Because we were born in the pandemic, so there were no shows happening. So once shows started happening, we got a lot of offers right away, you know, out of fear of like losing the privilege to play again. Yeah. And so we kind of like stuff Montreal shows for like a little while, and now we're trying to space them out a bit more. And played with them already and such.
Well, that gives you more option to expand out, say, to do the more Toronto shows or even out west or out east, depending on what comes up, or, you know, even down south. Like, I imagine you guys are going to, like, pick up and start touring with, like, Cauterize and shit very soon. Like, I know once I buy my land and the festival happens, you guys will definitely be sharing a stage with a lot of fucking killer bands, and I can't wait, brother. Like, so.
Yeah, well, that's the plan, man. We want to play in the States, you know, that's where we want to
Yeah.
go.
Well, right now I'm pretty
We've already played.
we're talking about having you guys play in Maine. I'm trying to get the space for the extra band because we were already booked before I found out about you guys. And right now we have Last Dance Amongst Wolves, and then we have that's me. Yeah. So
Sick. Okay.
It'll be with Thy Enemy, Kingdom of Nightmares, Last Dance Amongst Wolves, and pretty sure Phantom High. I'm full on the bill, and then as far as I know, we're allowed 5 to 6 bands. So right now we're sitting pretty good to be negotiating having you guys on too. But I'll be in touch in the next couple days about that as well, right? So
We would love to.
that's my one spot I've got heavy metal bands. Everywhere else, they're like, that's a little too heavy for the establishment, man. Sorry, you know, but so I know
It's too heavy for me. Well, you know,
right? That's why I'm
listen to the
buying
radio
at the end of this year, man. And then next step is a fucking build a stage. I'll build a stage and live in a tent. I don't care, man. Bring the music, baby. Right? Dave was there last year. They played with Dead Man's Prophecy played on the stage last year for us, man. Yeah, it was the fucking second time I've ever been hungover in my life. I looked right at Dave. I was like, last time I was hungover was with you, man. I can't hang out with you no more, bud. Party way too hard together, right?
Yeah, that's kind of our problem too. Our show was always end in a drunken debauch. It's always a rough morning, you know.
Yeah. That's why you always took 3 days off, right? You got the show, the recovery, and then you pass up the next. Yeah, right. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it could almost like 90% sure you guys are gonna play in Maine this year with us, right? But next year will be a whole other season. We're gonna try and hook up with Cauterized and Dangerous Dan and them down in the U.S. and start bringing down some of our awesome Canadian bands, right? Like there's you guys, Active Violence, fantastic Toronto band, right? We got Bloody End. I could go on and on. Cross Dogs, you guys, Outline, right? Late Night Trouble, fuck. You know, what are
we want anything to be able to play new venues that we've never like in different ones.
That's the dream, man.
Yeah, that's all we want, man. We want to go around the world.
No, 100%. That's the goal, right? Like,
yeah.
But it's so hard. People don't understand. They think you just throw in a CD or a song and now you're instantly fucking millionaire. You know what I mean? But I always find industry, as much as we would love money, we're not in it for the money. That's 100% obvious with our music, right? Like,
it's all about the memories.
Yeah, right? Like, you can't take money with you. You can't take the big fancy house.
Definitely put more money into the band than through playing shows. You know? I mean, it costs a lot being in a metal band. You know,
it does, right? 100%.
Gear's expensive, man.
Yeah.
Music videos, advertisement.
Yeah. It's expensive, man.
Now with your videos,
it's expensive.
Do you guys do your videos and stuff yourselves and all that? Like, are you guys doing your own like studio, or do you guys go to a studio?
For studio, La Croix, he used to be in Blind Witness.
Yeah.
He's awesome, man. Shit with great fucking sound.
Well, he's where we produce like mix and master, you know. But like a lot of this stuff happens in this room. This is our studio in our apartment. So all the guitar, all the little the back tracks and all the work happens here, and then we take our pre-pro, we re-record through like other amps and through different better mics and whatever. We do a lot of it in house. Yeah.
No,
and so far for our music videos, we've
Sorry.
Oh, I just love that part about our genre is that no matter what, even though we're not getting, say, the radio play we deserve or the studio time we deserve at these big studios and shit, we found a way to make it work, and we're actually better because of that. Our music is more genuine. Our music is more honest and more deserved to be heard in that sense, right?
Velvet songs, we just get fucking drunk and high, and we just sit here and play guitar, and then we just record. And then we just record it. We record it right away, you know. It's fine, you know.
that's the way it goes. Some of the greatest songs I've heard through the recording is because they just started fucking around in the studio and they just hit record, right? Like,
yeah, we have like hours of video to find ideas that I like that part that you did there, you know, because we can't even remember half that time because that we even recorded the night.
Yeah. Oh, what are some of your favorite times, say, in the studio, man? Like, let's say you just finished that song and it was just perfect. Like, the highlights of
I think it's
your time and stuff. What are some of the things you guys love about it?
like when you surprise yourself, you know what I mean? Like if vocal lines here and then he just fucking rips it and I'm like, whoa, okay, that's it, you know? Magic.
When you know you have the right take.
Yeah. When you get that feeling like this, you know?
It's always good too when you do those like really long days. Like let's say you're doing a day, whether it be tracking guitar, you know, when you're like done after that 8 hours and like you're all like listening back and you're all you know, just like having a beer and just like taking it in and just being like, okay, like this is like months of work and just like perfection and little tweaks, you know, just when you have when you final product and like all of the legwork is done. That's always a nice feeling.
I mean, we spend a lot of our time. We're always here writing music, so like on the weekends we'll just sit down, have a beer, and like go it all weekend. It's a lot of fun, and you also get to listen to it with a fresh ear as a listener. You know, would I listen to this if I wasn't writing it? You know, will other people like it? Man,
that's always the question.
You can have to make music.
Like, I'm just about to release my single finally after 4 years of sitting on the fucking thing a lot, you know? And it's always been that people like this. I don't know. So I've only shown a certain amount of people and they're like, yeah, you should release it. I'm like,
get it out, man. You gotta get it out.
So this is the year for me as well, man. So I'll be right there behind you.
Good.
That's one of the hardest things about being an artist. Is like actually being able to like frame some now. Because you know you always think you can make it better, but the thing is that if you keep racking your brain 3 songs,
you'll never release it.
You'll never release it. You have to put that energy into creating the new shit. You know, like just accept it, move the fuck on,
and learn from it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
the trickier thing. This is done. I'm not tweaking it anymore. You know, like even sometimes we'll have songs that have been finished songs, and then we'll listen to the finished songs before we release them.
And we're like, fuck.
What if we added this here? We're like, oh, maybe that scream could be better. So, you know, it's like, that is, I find the hardest part about being an artist. Like, this is complete.
Yeah.
It definitely causes the most anxiety.
That's what it was then. You know?
Sorry, say that again?
It definitely causes the most anxiety or anxiousness is releasing that song and waiting for that first bit of feedback. And it's like, oh, man, you know? It's like, But
we just released Nothing More Than a Lullaby, and like the next week we're just opening the streams, like who's listening, how many people have heard it, you know? It's like a good anxiety, you know?
Yeah, it is though. It's a very healthy anxiety in that sense. Even if it works out or not, it just allows you, like you said, that's how you grow. If you don't fall down, you can't get back up again and do better. You know, like that's why we do remixes every year. You know, take an old song and remix it, fucking do what you wanted finally with it. You know. So
it's definitely a journey.
Some of the local bands, you guys are deep in the scene, obviously, and stuff. Who are some other bands we should be watching for, or like looking for and promoting?
Soul Thief. A few times we became pretty good buddies with them. We love their sound, their energy. They're one of our favorite.
We were looking forward to playing with them. Actually, we have a show with them in
it's in July, I believe.
Something like that.
July.
We have way too much fun with each other, so we're like, we gotta. He's already sang with them a few times too. Jumps on stage. Soul Thief are definitely good.
Yeah,
man.
Becoming the Bully too. Great guys, and
we kind of have a lot, like the most we can right now. Like I don't know, you say that like Montreal's bumping, but it's like, who the hell do we call to do a show? Like, there's a lot of bands out there that aren't necessarily, you know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, there's so much music that like really.
It's almost overwhelming in that sense. Like, you just almost become bombarded. I know, especially on my end, doing this part of the end, like people sending me music.
Check out our band. Check out our band.
Yeah, oh my god, it just piled in. Now I've got to hire people to help organize it all, and fucking like, it's like, oh my god, man.
Yeah,
but
and you always want to like find bands too that like that vibe, right? And like the vibe of the crowd and your audience. So like the show doesn't ever dip, you know. Like you want to keep like a consistent throughout the whole night, you know. So it's also about
sucks every month. I feedback to the channel, and then it will say, "Oh, you're down this month." So it's like, oh, you know. But yeah, you always get up and you keep going, and you push harder, and you keep going, even better, right? Like
being an artist is, man, right? Regardless of its music or not.
Yeah.
Still believing in experience. Yeah.
So, growing up. Obviously, what were some of your like biggest influences? Because music saved me so many times, and obviously you guys are well into the scene and well into the depths of music. Like, who were the bands that got you through all that shit and brought you to where you are today in that sense that you looked up to?
For me, definitely Every Time I Die. I just discovered them when I was like maybe 17 or 18, and it just like what music was and what music could make me feel, you know, and just like I would just like all the hair on my body would stand up, you know, and I would just and like I don't know, like you said, like music has times, you know what I mean? It's kind of just always been that thing that's there that just makes a little more bearable.
For me, it would be definitely Meshuggah, Chains,
I love
Korn,
Alice in Chains,
Deftones. A lot of the early 2000s
were a big one with a lot of people. Very underrated with Deftones.
Amazing, like they're one of the best fucking bands in the world, man. And I think because we're 29, we're not like 18, so
I'm 30.
You're 30.
No,
So yeah,
I got a few years on you, man. I'm 42 now, right? So I grew up with like Pantera, Motorhead, you know, Metallica was really big, rock, Slayer, fucking. But look what it's morphed into, you know.
I'm from a small town up north. We lived like 10 years behind everyone else, so I'm kind of with you on that, you know. Your head and Guns and Misfits, kind of, you know, growing up. And I
know being so international, when I get talking to and traveling to other countries and shit for what I do, I can always tell the state of like where people are because of the music that they have on at the moment. Like I'll go to places, they're still like Korn's a brand new thing. They're listening to Limp Bizkit, Alice in Chains and shit. I'm like, this reminds me of 20 years ago, you know, but they're all just getting into it now, right? And it's like, I'm glad they are because that's going to obviously morph into fucking what we are now, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah,
so, future fans, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of... It's kind of also like, has reached the point of like I remember when I was a kid and people would be listening to like Led Zeppelin. Well, now the music from the 90s is that old now. You know what I mean? It's like, so now I can go and listen to music from the 90s, and it's like when we would listen to Zeppelin growing up.
No, I know. It's crazy. You're almost a time traveler in that sense, where you were able, like, you heard Led Zeppelin and shit, and then now you're watching the kids from the 90s come in, and they're just hearing, you know, they don't even know who Sabbath is and shit, but yet they're listening to the Korn.
I was gonna say, man, like I'm fucking tripping on mushrooms. That's like my number one. Just fucking think about it. It's 50 years old now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there was so much good music back then. You know, we can't let it die. That's why.
I don't think Sabbath will.
I don't think.
Man, mushrooms are my most favorite thing to fucking eat. I usually eat a god dose when I do them. Everyone's, what's a god dose? I don't know. I start with like 7 grams and then just eat out of the bag until you're like empty, right? Like,
You're a monster. I used to do that. Now I'm more of a microdose type, you know. Nibbles at a time. Little nibbles.
well, the health benefits of just microdosing, like for what psilocybin and the mushroom does to your brain and the way you think, the way you process the world,
Nature's anti.
phenomenal. Brain damaged cells and create new neurons.
Yeah. Well, I remember me, like, I was like a pretty fucking depressed, like one of the, like, the first times that I experienced, like when I got rid of my depression was during it. I just got super fucked up, and then the next day I woke up and I was like, I guess I feel all right.
Right.
I've never been like, you know, I'll feel down sometimes, but I never go into that. I really do believe a lot of it was because of that first mushroom trip that I had.
And writing music on drugs too. And like a lot of our songs are written when, like I said, when we're inebriated as shit, you know. And then
you get the basics of the on, bam.
You just let it come. Just let it come.
It almost certain things definitely. Mushrooms, I'm a big component of LSD. Mushrooms, anything natural like that, you know. I guess LSD is not natural, but you know, it just opens the receptors, and it truly rewrites your mood and the way you think. Like, we need to study it more on that end, as far as microdosing and say the God dose now and again could open your mind to become more of a positive thinker in that sense. So overcome that depression or that hole we all into.
We're all gonna get together and do a bunch of drugs. You know? After the next dead dog.
This year,
I already
100% gotta happen, brother.
You can't take much.
No, we won't do that. We won't do that. But sometime this year, I'll get together and we'll hang out for sure.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything else? Like, you guys got a lot on the go and stuff. So, studio time you got coming up soon. You guys got some singles coming out. Is there any kind of like tea you can spill that nobody knows that we should maybe hint on? And
I mean, the next 2 songs that are coming out were recorded with the original drummer Dead Velvet, but like our EP now, it's gonna be the first time new drummer playing all the songs. So we're very anxious to hear his on the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, get that other take.
Our drummer Don. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, get that other take on maybe another perspective on how the rhythm should go in that sense. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Gotta be
very different. Very different drummer from the.
Also, like, we're the new songs that we're working on. Like, there's definitely like a pretty big evolution coming out. Are actually the first 2 songs that we wrote together, and so like they're built of the first batch. You know, like these are songs that we've been working on for like 2 years, and then now all stuff that we wrote since our new drummer came into the band. So it's all like brand all brand very different. And yeah, like I said, there's definitely an evolution there. Like first of all, me and Eric and we got to know each other's like interests more, you know, and like he knows what kind of music I like, so changing the formula, you know, and going a little bit more into like the hardcore or metalcore, and because it's easy for us to just pump out ideas all the time, man, you know,
constantly bounce off,
grab the mic and just record a song, you know, let's see what we can do. And a lot of the EPs
good to roll into like on how the music is written, but you guys just answer that. You guys bounce out. Here's this. Here's that. You know. So you guys have been around, but you're a fairly newer band in that sense, no?
Yeah. Well, what in 2000,
late 2021, I guess. Yeah.
21. So I'm totally way off.
We've only really existed for a year. Yeah, on January 21st, I think, last year.
That's it. And I joined the band maybe 4 months before that. Like they already had instrumentals but no vocals, and then I did the vocals for the first 6 songs, basically releasing them since January.
It was kind of a slow year too. We only released 3 songs because we were having so older drummer, and like there was just a big. It was there's a lot more coming out. Definitely gonna be more Dead Velvet this year. Like we have about 9 songs for until December of this year.
Oh wow, man, that's exciting. So like every month or so, woof, new song, baby. Have you guys done it or thought about doing any video shoots and getting some visuals for these songs you guys are fucking pumping out? Or
we're gonna do at least 2 for the EP, like do 2 singles with some music videos.
And now we have 2 out.
Yeah, 2 out
of the 4 songs, but it's because they're in a perfect fucking expensive. Man. Yeah. They're expensive.
I know.
So we figured we'll release these 2 next singles, and then when we release our EP, in there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's almost like 6 months from the time of planning to when you're ready to even start shooting the video. In that sense, on how you're even going to do it, right? Like
you got to think of the concept. You got to get the materials. You got to hire the guy. You got to shoot, and it's long.
Storyboards. Fuck. People don't understand that, you know. Like,
it is.
Maybe that many people don't understand that, like how much it takes, you know.
Of work too, like actually filming music videos, like 8 hours of like going your thing, and like acting, doing the songs is actually hard. It's fucked up.
Well, I mean, our video,
yeah,
dogs. That blood took us 4 hours to clean the fucking.
No way, I was gonna ask, man, because like when I see that, I was like, oh, dude, like.
Well, and after we just had to like clean up everything, and we were just like, I just remember thinking, like,
5 hours to the cleanup afterwards was another half hour. I'm like, fuck, man, it was.
Yeah, fuck this song. Right? No more video, man. Only live videos from now on.
Blasting on the 10 hours, like.
Yeah.
It's good
brutal, man. It's not all fucking roses.
It's really fun to do forms of art, right? Like you write the music, and now it's like let's make a visual experience for it.
Dark Moon Productions too. That's our guy. Joe Lyko. We filmed our first 2 music videos.
His wife Lisa. Yeah,
they're great.
Yeah, they're awesome. Definitely to work with them again.
Right. I always love hearing the people behind the scenes too, you know what I mean? Who's helped you, who gets you here, who did your artwork, you know? Like when it comes to your artwork, do you guys do all that yourselves, or is that outsourced as well?
Well, let's say like the dogs, so like we wanted to like make our own artwork. I was just like going through the lyrics, and there's the line, I washed my heart until it shines. And so basically I took a picture of an ashtray that I have that I got from my grandma. I just took that picture and like mirrored it and fucked with it, and that's how we got that like red circle of
is this his grandfather's?
Oh yeah, bud. That's so awesome, man. Wow.
All these like demonic faces and shapes in it, and we're just like, all right, fuck it, let's use that.
Yeah.
The next 3 songs that we put out, it was Azra, right?
Yeah, Azra, and who she does my tats. So like she's a tattoo artist, and I was like, hey, would you want to do our fucking sick?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah, she does the shirts, the centipede, you know. So we have we have a little team. The Dead Gang is growing. Yeah, it's good.
Hey, you gotta have a team though, man. Even here we have a big team. Well, not a big team, but we have a team. You know, we got Hollywood Red running all behind the scenes, setting up the emails, scheduling, and all that. Right. Working with AP Records, Christine and them over at Liquid Farm Radio, Pet Rock Radio now, right? And then now we're on Power 91 out of Florida. Broadcasts all through the U.S. and stuff, right? So
okay, sick. Independent, right? So you kind of have to build your team because you don't have a label throwing money at you and sending you like
No.
people to come help. We have to find them ourselves.
Yeah, that's how we did. We reached out to the stations and stuff when I teamed up and started we should have a radio show so we can play these guys' music. So when we advertise and send our show to the studios, we play our own music, bud. You're not going to tell us what we fucking play, or we're not playing on your station, because we represent the indie bands, man. Bring your music and we'll give you airplay. You know what I mean? So it's trying to bring it back to the artist in that sense, that bringing you guys back to that accessibility to the fans all love, you know,
which is so important.
Yeah. You never feel it, you know, but you always do. Every once in a while, you always get the bands that always appreciate it, and that's where I love it. That's all I need, man. Let me come to your show, right? Maybe play my festival. That'd be sick, right? Like, that's all I ask for, you know.
Well, man,
the beer company, my first beer or fucking Clementine Weed will fucking pay me money to sponsor. You know, I don't need money from the bands because I know how hard it is, how much money and how much effort goes into putting together this music and this what we love, right?
Check
So
us out live, man. Next time we go, so you're in Ontario, right?
Mm-hmm.
We played at Brass Monkey recently. 6 shows.
Oh, I love that place.
With our boys with Hyena. It was a good day, man.
Nice, hey, that's sick. So you guys, I hear so much about your on your stage presence and your on like stage fucking show, man, and it blows your music to a whole nother level. And I can't wait to experience it in person, man. Have my foot on the stage, looking at you, screaming the lyrics back at you, brother, you know, like.
There's one comment that we've gotten continuously since our first show is that, like, we're pretty fucking nuts live, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this guy's hanging from the fucking ceiling sometimes, like, we'll be playing and we're just like, where the hell's Jesse? And he's on the bar, you know what I mean? We here for 2 minutes and he'll come back, you know?
Oh, that's phenomenal, man. Fucking, I can't wait, brother. And this year, 100%, if you send me a date, I'll book it off tomorrow and make sure I'm there. We'll cover it live. We'll come backstage. We'll eat sandwiches and drink some beers.
Always down for a beer, buddy.
Yeah. Right. I'll bring my slow cook, all the stuff I cook on the road with, man. We'll do a whole feast.
Cook some sausage.
Yeah, that's what I cooked today for breakfast, but I threw them in the I got an air fryer. So it's basically an oven bake. Fucking went out of smoke, come back in, they were ready, baby. Sausage for breakfast.
It's like an easy.
Yeah, it's pretty well bake oven. But fucking, I can cook everything. And I had a shrimp dinner the other night, man. Fucking in a hotel room. You know what I mean? Like, didn't set off no alarms. You know, so works out great. So on the road,
living in hotels too, right? Make sure you. Yeah. When I was in construction, I would like go up north for a few days because you forget. Oh yeah, I can't actually eat real food.
Yeah, right.
The air something bands need to have on the road is an air fryer.
Yeah. So important though, you know, like food is such a big staple. Like you can't just eat McDonald's every fucking night on the road, you know what I mean? You get sick after a while doing that shit, right?
That's true, actually. Like, because we, you know, as soon as possible, and that's been a conversation, you know, like how do we eat ourselves and not eat like McDonald's every fucking day, you know? So,
yeah, I'm building Fortunate Losers, helping them build their tour bus. And that was a big thing with the come to the kitchen, what they wanted in there, right? So we've been back and forth bantering. You should actually have this because you can cook so much more with this as opposed to having that on board, you know, like because nobody wants to eat McDonald's or Taco Bell or pizza fucking every other night.
Not every other
week,
day,
right? Like,
I'm down for a little bit of talk. We don't get that.
Yeah, we don't really have to.
In the morning, baby. I'm in the drive-through with you, right? Like, I'm stumbling inside getting a fucking burrito for sure, but probably a taco for steam or supreme they call it. I guess is right.
Do you have a song right now?
Right now, I'm still on the dog, but I'm still playing that. But like, I'm able to jam it out on the radio there, which was nice. It was the final song. Someone I heard me talk, they texted in, and I was like, perfect. It's definitely being played, right?
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. We appreciate that.
Oh, of course. I'm not even sure how we got hooked up together. I think it was through trying to set up you guys for the main show, actually.
Yeah. So it's
You-
probably through Vero Bastard Prod, right?
Yeah, Bastard Prod. Yeah, they book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was yeah, very pro.
Yeah. So another song though that always kind of hit me too is "My Bitter End." That's an older song, I guess. No, or is that one of your newer ones?
It's our second to last single. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. So that's with all the new members. That's everybody that's there today, right?
Well, no, that one was written when Tyler was still the drummer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we all like that song. Like, I love playing that song live, but all of us kind of it's kind of our. Like,
I don't really know why.
The general, yeah, like, it's super cool. There's some great things in it, but there's just something about it though when we listen to it that we just don't like it necessarily as much as the others. Like,
Maybe didn't have that much effort put into the writing process, I guess.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But it's definitely
So
fun.
you're really,
Yeah.
It's fun fucking.
it is a fun song though. So your newest release there, Nothing More Than a Luxury or Lullaby? A lullaby, yeah. My dyslexia sometimes gets the best of me, right? I had that as soon as I hopped in the shower. That was the one I popped on in. That's pretty good.
Title too. I don't know what the fuck.
Right. That was pretty heavy, pretty brutal, man. Pretty honest as far as the song goes. Like, I don't know, maybe I read too much into music, but like being all together as the new members, like what does that song mean to you guys? Being nothing more than a lullaby, like is that like?
Well, that line means
tell me
basically is that like you know when you're like in a relationship but you're still like comforting each other, like that's kind of what that line's about. Is like you sleep easier when you're beside me, but we that doesn't mean we should be together anymore. You know what I mean? It's ended, but we're still finding comfort in each other, but there's nothing left there. You know, it's just
Emotional guy.
right?
Emo for like.
Well, that's something that some people don't understand. It sounds so heavy and brutal, but if you stripped away everything per se and just had the riff or just had the lyrics, it becomes poetry. It's true art. You know, it's a romantic song in that sense, or you know, like it's somebody's feelings that are truly coming out. And I had that. I was in the shower, I'm like leaning outside the shower curtain to try and hear more of the song. Get clean for the interview, right? I'm like, oh.
Sometimes I'll have Spotify playing, and then like like it'll just go on to like something related, fucking good, and you're like, but you can't hear because of the water surge. It's like,
no, you're like, who's this? What's going on? So, what are some of the offbeat music? Like, is there Dell and you listen to fucking Madonna or some shit? What are some of the offbeat music that normally most people would look at and be like, you don't know that band? You're like, yeah, I do, but.
Well, for me, I like outside of books, I love Sublime.
The Strokes are good, yeah.
Very like underrated band there.
I like old jazz, man. And Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, like
Fred Brewster.
So I abuse that.
Oh.
When I'm at work, I got that in my ears.
Tom Waits. top shit, you know.
Yeah, George Thorogood, all that good shit.
I listened to a lot of blues. The Doors were massive influence on me and how I think and how I see music, right? Like
Led Zeppelin's first album, like their first, what was it, like 19 or some shit? They were. It was so bluesy. I didn't expect to.
I'm still waiting for my big Zeppelin trip. Yeah, it hasn't come for me. Thing, you know, but just Zeppelin.
They've got a few songs that just suck me in, right? But
well, for me, like I love the song "Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You." You know, like, there's a few songs that I heard that like right away I love them. Like a whole album, yeah. Just been like I, you know what I mean? I just didn't. It didn't happen for me yet. I know it will. Just not yet.
I'm like that with a few brands that everyone raves and stuff. Fucking Kiss. I can't stand them, but I like. Everybody's like, Kiss is one of the biggest influence ever. I'm like, oh no, right? But
I feel like
Kiss is a really, 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 really good disco band.
Yeah.
It's shock rock.
Right? 100%. Yeah.
I saw Rammstein this year.
Oh, that was crazy.
That was insane, man.
Like,
that stage was 120 feet tall. It had like an elevator that came down.
Fire everywhere.
Like
just the pyrotechnics, man. It's so crazy. Like when they were like shooting the flames so hot. Yeah, like you would just start sweating and then like the fire goes away.
So like Parc Jean Drapeau, which is a little island like right off of the Montreal island, and in the town Saint-Lambert, there were people calling the police because they thought there was an earthquake. It came like they thought it was a fucking earthquake, but it was just a metal band, man. It was that.
I would have loved to see that.
It was crazy, man. It
was I did.
Yeah, they were. I wasn't even a fan of Rammstein, but I just went and checked it out, and I it was pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It's still not like my let's say, but the show itself, like all the theatrics and stuff, it was incredible.
Yeah. They're fucking cooking the guy with all the
I've never seen.
Man, they were fantastic.
And
I heard them.
Like, me how to appreciate their music too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that context.
First time they ever played Toronto, I heard it on the radio. Rammstein tonight at the Docks. This is going back like 20 years ago now, man. I running the crew. I told everyone pack up, fucking, we're out of here, but I'm going to this concert, man. Still to this day, after seeing hundreds of shows, it's my fucking all-time favorite band to see live. Still to this day, it's Rammstein, man. I can only imagine what they are now. You know. Yeah.
I think,
do you guys hope to be there, or say have pyrotechnics later on in the career and put on a show like that? Like, is that the ultimate? Like, would that just be like fucking awesome, or what?
Yeah, like I mean, like I don't know if we would go necessarily in the same things that they did. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, just to have like that bigger production value on pyrotechnics and everything. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, because we are like pretty new, you know, like super impressive light shows and anything, you know what I mean? But like we're working on it. But
yeah,
it's a lot of money.
Well, even just to bring some fire and pyrotechnics to the show would be fucking phenomenal. Like,
punches.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to look into.
But no, it's on fucking fire.
No, it's not recommended, right? But
I'll probably try to jump through the fire.
You're gonna have to learn how to see fireman.
Right? Have a little flame throwing mic, you know, as you're saying. You know how sick that would be, brother?
Sure.
Oh, where'd he go? He froze. Oh.
We should cover. Oh, I'm back, baby. Sorry, my internet dropped for a sec. Is there anything else we should cover tonight, guys? Like, I want to make sure we got everything out there. Make sure we know where to find you guys.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, you could always like having shows and stuff through our Instagram, or we have our website deadvelvetmtl.com.
Yeah.
New website. Yeah.
But yeah, man, like we have a lot of music coming out this year. We are coming out. Then the EP. We got that's our show March 24th at Studio T Lit.
Yeah, and then I think it's July 30th in Quebec City with Soul Thief. It might be the 29th, but I'm pretty sure it's the 30th.
Man, very cool. Very cool band.
I'll get Hollywood to write that down. Make sure I got it booked off. Maybe we'll catch
dude, hell yeah.
Well, then you'll get to see two sick bands too, but at least.
Oh, that's sick, man. Well, I can't wait, brother. I want to thank you guys so much, man. It's been an honor to have you guys on. Finish the week out. Anytime, brother. I know you got new stuff. Maybe a couple more singles come out. We'll get you guys back on, and we'll fucking shoot the shit some more.
Oh yeah, sounds good, man.
Thanks
for
having
having
us,
brother. Play it loud, play it proud, man. Fucking Dead Velvet. Check these guys out all the way from Montreal.